Do you have to copy that key?
I'm live. I'll be live in a second. Just give it a second, and then we'll just wait a little longer with the intro to give people a chance to, plus ads and all that crap. So, we're good. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Tech issues. It was my fault this time, technically. But tech issues is what it is. Figured it out, had to completely reset, start a whole new live. Hence, those that were waiting, you got booted out. So we'll take a little bit for people to hopefully find me again. Because if it isn't one thing, it's another. So hello to everyone. And yes, hello to Scotland and DC. Christy's here. Hurro. And yeah, Chris is going to help with the tech stuff and the moderating. He's been helping with the tech stuff, hence us having to reset up a whole new live stream. Because it's just one thing after that. We're learning. So yes, hello to Toronto and Finland and Ontario and Iowa and all of you. I appreciate you guys checking in. I've got 5 million things going on here and kind of a rough idea of what I'm gonna make today. I am tired. It has been chaotic. If it's not one thing, it's another. But yeah, we are making things work. So we got, Norway and Florida and just all over the place. Love it. So, housekeeping, I guess, as always. First off, links will be below to, hey Sika, most of what I used, but this is also why I got some professional help off to help moderate. He will add links in the chat as well for me, which I feel very fancy having someone do that for me because I can't. But I did link to most of what I plan on using. You know, we'll just see where all this goes, you know? So yeah, links will be below. And then after the live, I go in, do all the editing, clean up the links, fix all the things, photos, blah, 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 social media, all the stuff. That's afterwards. Another bit of housekeeping that I want to address because I've been getting a lot of messages about it. I've, explained it in different places, but I'll keep explaining it. How affiliate links work. Most are aware, but a lot of people aren't. Affiliate links are what literally helps keep the lights on. It's how I make my income. An affiliate link, all it is the brands I work with. Specifically for me, this applies to me. I am exclusive to Simon Says Stamp. So all the links I post are affiliate links. And all that means is when you click on one of my affiliate links, a little tracker just tracks that I brought you to the store. Doesn't matter what you order. You can click on any of my links. Don't have to order it. You can click on the link to this die set below the video and decide, I don't want to order that. Order whatever you want, And if you place the order and complete it, I get a little percentage at the end of the month. And over the month, it just builds up and that's how I pay the bills. So that's basically how affiliate links work. You do not have to click on every single item. You don't have to find a link for, you want these 5 things. You don't need them. Any link will work as long as you complete the order. I get credit for it. So that's how it works for pretty much all makers. And I also discuss this because it is, 1, it's just good practice, and 2, it's basically law. I know it is in the US. I'm not sure how it works in Canada. But it's just good practice to disclose that affiliate links are being used because that just means that there's an incentive for me, because that just gets dirty when people try to hide that fact. Like, I'm just doing this out of the goodness of my heart sort of thing, if that makes sense. It's how we make our things. So yeah, thank you guys for joining. And also, yeah, like clicking the thumbs up, the chat, commenting, all those things definitely helps as well. Because it literally, like I joke, but it is true. The robot overlords, aka the algorithms. The algorithms. My entire career is dictated by the bloody algorithms. So it does help because it boosts engagement and it tells those robot overlords like, oh, people are liking this. Maybe we should like show more people who've already subscribed. I could go on a rant about this for hours. Anyway, that's how it works. So all that said, last little bit of housekeeping. Yeah, those that are aware, because we discussed this in the Stamptember release live that Chris and I did the other night. My collab package is MIA. I have none of the exclusive limited edition collabs. I do not even know if I'll be getting them. Long story, it's somewhere out in the world. And whether or not it shows up, I don't know. The first collab goes live tonight at 10 p.m. my time, so midnight Eastern. I'm not giving anything away with that. That has already been announced that the first collab goes live tonight. I don't have it. I will post a link to it on my Facebook page. Link to my Facebook page is down below. So I will have a link the minute it goes live. I'll post a link to it. I'll probably post it maybe on the community tab here as well. My Instagram. I will be, regardless of me not being able to do videos for them, I'll still be pimping them out. So yeah, first one goes live tonight. I'll have a link to it and I'll have other videos. So yeah, it's just, yeah, no, they didn't show up. I've been just unbelievably stressed. Cause yeah, I do videos for every single collab. I've already had people like, and I addressed this on Facebook. I had people going on about like messaging me, telling me to chill out, you know, like your orders will get there eventually. I'm like, one, this isn't an order. This is a work package. And if I don't have them, I can't do a video on them. If I can't do a video on them, I'm not making affiliate income. Hence me explaining how that works. And those that have also been messaging me and they're like, well, when it does show up, you can still do videos. Not if it's sold out. That is just on the business side of it. No, you can't. That would literally be like me rubbing salt in the wound for those that missed out. And it's like, oh, here's a video with ideas to use this product you can't buy now. You know? So hence me being just like, ugh, but we will find ways around it. We will find things. It will not show up tomorrow. It's a holiday weekend on top of it all. So nothing's showing up. Ain't gonna show up tomorrow. And I don't even know if it's gonna show up at all. It's literally just completely disappeared. So it is stressful because the Stamptember, the reason why I do the extra, Heidi already said, so I'm not giving this away. There are 31 collabs this month. I was going to do a video for every single one. So 31 videos. So just a rough idea, you know, the affiliate from that's my Christmas budget. Like that's how I buy Christmas presents and all the things. So I'm going to find ways around it. So I'll be doing just things and we'll just hope. We will hope it shows up this week, but I literally can't do anything. So I think that covers all of the, because telling someone to relax always works. I know. One of my biggest pet peeves. Isn't it, babe? He's learned. When someone's upset, telling them to relax or telling them to chill is just like, not going to work. Not going to work. And no, it cannot, and they can't help track. Basically, all they're saying is the driver picked it up and didn't scan it. It literally is out there. Trust me, we've tried. People have gone to the FedEx location and talked to them, and that's basically, it was dropped off there, and someone went and just picked up, I don't know if maybe they stole it. I don't know. I hope not. I hope not. But even if the driver picked it up, normally you know, things get scanned at every handover because it doesn't go from point A to point B. There's all the depots, departments, border crossings, and it gets scanned and there's nothing. So I'm just not having a good time with any of that and unbelievably stressed because it completely has unraveled huge budget plans, everything. So that's where it's at. I address it because, yeah, I've been getting some kind of ridiculous messages and comments and things from those that don't understand, or that mostly people just don't understand, like, what a big deal this is. This isn't like, oh, my order disappeared or things like that, like where there's recourse. It's like, no, this is a work thing, like a huge work thing. So enough about that though. We're going to get into the more fun aspects of all of this, and going to make something and get a bit inky and probably make a mess. So we will see where all that goes. And yes, thank you, Stephanie, for the super chat. That's wonderful. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think that's my first official one on a live. I can't remember. I've done so many now. I'm such a professional as we're like dealing with the entire chaos. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I should pull my phone out of myself and figure out what we're going to make. I've yapped enough. We'll flip the camera around and we'll just start making things. It's going to be another Halloween card because that's just where my, you know what I mean, is going. So, yeah. I'm like trying to, okay. Oh, funny. I guess when people use, thank you, Ashley, and Lisa. Thank you guys. You don't have to do the super chat. I very much appreciate it. On my like software, when people use the little stickers, it doesn't show the stickers. It shows an entire description of what the sticker means. That's why I was confused. It was like, baby lemon looking up to our lemon character standing in a superhero position. I was like, what is it? It was the stickers. We're learning how all of this live stream stuff works. Oh, that was funny. But anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate you all. And why not show something even though they may be sold out? I already described that. It will still give those that no, it won't. Even though I understand the concept, it literally, it's one thing when I use a sold out product that will be restocked. I'll get to that before I get to the actual making. Because I've talked about this. I can't control the stock of anything, you know. But if I post a video and it's like, oh, this item I used, it's sold out, but it'll be restocked. So it's no biggie. But even then, I get sometimes unbelievable grief. I will get messages, emails, comments, different things like, it's sold out. And I'm like, it'll be restocked. But if it's those limited editions specifically, oh yeah, no. And it's not worth me putting in the time, effort, creating videos, editing, etc. I make nothing. I literally will make nothing if it's sold out. So it's like I would put in all that extra work for nothing, and then I would get emails, messages, comments. Like, it's sold out. How dare you, you know? Because I get that anyway, even when I have a video up on time for a collab. And that'll be my last little thing. I've talked about this in other lives. My policy with Stamptember and the collabs, those that email me specifically about the collabs, wanting me to send them to them, wanting me to send my business supplies, because that's really what it is. No. I get a lot of grief and trauma dumping on me and novels that are emailed and just outright sometimes really horrible things said. This is all for fun. This is supposed to be fun and creativity and encouraging and all the good things. That's what it's all about. Sometimes it's very stressful for us on the back end, but it's still supposed to be fun. I'm just in that weird position where things are just aligning in a really stupid way again, and I just have to deal with it. So sometimes they sell out super, super quick, and it's unbelievable. So no matter what, I will have links to the collabs when they go live every time there is one, because again, I can't say when, like what day is what, or but the minute something goes live for Stamptember, I will post that directly on my Facebook page, my Instagram, and probably here on my YouTube, because I have that community tab, because more people are aware of that. That's under my main YouTube banner. There's like, when you're on my main YouTube channel, it'll say like videos, live, community. If you click on community, I post random sales and heads up about the lives, things like that. So I will post them. I just won't have videos until the package arrives. But anyway, I've yapped enough. This was a very long intro. It wasn't the plan, but I like talking to you guys, and it's all good. Did you get more grit paste? I found glow in the dark. I ordered 2 of the glow in the dark grit paste. I'm not planning on using that today. I ordered backups, a backup of the black, because all of us are like talking to Ranger basically, and like hint. And Tim Holtz went live yesterday. If you missed that, watch it. It's amazing. The new stuff that he released, like the holiday Ranger stuff. He released a glitter paste, which is, I ordered backups. Because same thing, we're not sure if they're coming to come through. Carol, thank you. All of you. You guys do not need to do these super chats. I very much appreciate it. Thank you. Give me a second so I don't have a complete meltdown. Gonna turn all red. It's a good thing I'm flipping the camera over right away. Thank you. I appreciate the support a lot, you guys. It's not necessary. I always find a way to make it work, but yeah, I appreciate you guys. So, on that note, let's flip the camera around so you guys don't have to look at my crying face. And let's start making some cards. Okay. Let me make sure that my settings, I think I can zoom out a little bit. Okay. Canson watercolor paper. My whole plan today was, like I mentioned earlier, before I got onto all the housekeeping and ranting and crying. Halloween cards. Specifically, I wanted to use these little dudes because I thought they were so cute. But before I get to the main image, I want to do my backgrounds because I might use some paste. I kind of don't know. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to emboss. Let me take a drink. Oi. I thought it'd be fun to emboss this Wonky Trapezoid background onto watercolor paper and then do kind of just a messy watercolorish. Let's just do it. And it's easier to do it and then we'll talk as we go. So thank you. Thank you, Susan and Carol and Lori. You guys are all amazing. Okay. Let me move. I have piles of stuff here. And background. Let's put him kind of over here just to make things. Yeah, it's a trapezoid. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate you guys. And then it would help if I plug in my heat tool. Again, I'm so organized. I'm so professional. Okay. Move things out of the way so I don't light anything on fire. Background, Canson watercolor paper. Powder tool, anti-static powder tool. I'm going to do 2 backgrounds. I'm not sure if we're going to get 2 cards done because I spent a good chunk of this live chatting and crying and ranting and, you know, welcome to the chaos for those that, you know, are new. Thank you. Skyo? Seo? I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but thank you. I very much appreciate it. Okay. Retro, you're not late. You're not late at all. We're just getting started. Literally. Oh, we're just getting started. It's all good. You missed the worst parts. Me crying like a baby. Anyway. Really, is it not alive with Amy? Oh, this is, well, I cry on my Facebook lives. I haven't done it on the YouTube ones yet, so I guess we need to break that ice. Let's just do her. Okay. Anti-static powder. Inking them up with clear embossing ink. I'm not worried about this stamping perfectly, hence me not putting it in like my Misty or anything like that, because they're Halloween cards. And it can be like missing parts, you know what I mean? Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Terry. I very much appreciate it. I am going to learn, that is something we will learn eventually, is I don't know yet how to do the thing where I can click on comments and they'll like pop up on the screen for you guys, because that's really fun. I want to learn how to do that, as well as like super chats. Like there's ways apparently to do it. I haven't learned how to. It's on the list. We have a million things to figure out. Same with like learning how to put my face, although I wouldn't want to show it right now anyway, up in the corner while we're doing this, so I can like kind of talk directly, you know what I mean? But it's just all the different things I got to figure out how to do. Because there's all sorts of cool things you can do with live streams that I want to learn. I just haven't got to that part yet. So, yeah, it's a little bit bonkers. And yes, regarding the collabs, certain collabs do sell out insanely fast. I know for a fact that Heidi at Simon Says Stamp stocks an insane amount of the ones that we know, like Gina K, Tim Holtz, Lon Fon. There's several that, you know, have always been very popular every year, but you can't predict. It's nuts. But like I said, I will post a link to them every night that there's one going live. I will have links on my Facebooks, on my Instagram, and on my YouTube community thingy. And yeah, the first one does go live tonight at midnight, so I will have a link to it. And we'll see where this goes. Erica, thank you so much. So, appreciate it. So, this is the background, and then just the Canson watercolor paper. Yeah, and it's not perfect, and I don't care. That's fine. Hopefully you guys can hear me over the sound of this. I'm like talking directly into the microphone. With watercolor paper, it takes longer to heat emboss because you're embossing through such a thick substrate. Thank you, Betty. So yeah, you tilt it back and forth in the light to make sure everything is smooth. As you can see, shiny, smooth and melted. If there's ever dull, grainy areas, you know you haven't melted them. And I assume you guys could hopefully hear me when I was doing this, but it takes a while to heat them. One, it's a full background, but on watercolor paper, vellum takes seconds because it's so thin. So yeah, it's all just depends on like the substrates and things like that. But watercolor paper being the longest because, well, especially this stuff, because it's thick, but it's cheap. That's why I like it. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you guys. The support is amazing. Like, I appreciate all of you. You guys are the best. So yeah. And yeah, Christy, I saw your comment. Yes, the whole eBay thing. People need to stop buying the stamp temper sets from eBay sellers, because if the people stopped paying those ridiculous prices, there's no incentive for the eBay sellers to purchase them and sell them for $150 or whatever insane amounts they go. It's just nuts. There is no need for that, and it is gross. I don't like that. But yeah. Okay. I can move this out of the way for now. Did I say thank you to Michelle? Thank you to Anne. Thank you guys so much. I very much appreciate it. Okay. And like I said, we'll see if I do both cards. it might only be half a card. Let's hope I can hold off on any more meltdowns. Trying really hard. Trying really hard. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's put the lid on this and put that away before I knock over an entire massive container of embossing powder, because that would kind of suck. Okay, and then let's melt this one. I think I'm going to show it on here. I don't know if it'll show up or not. You can see it melting, kind of. It's hard when it's white on white, but actually this will give me the opportunity. So I always talk about this, like when I tilt it back and forth in the light, but this is actually exactly what I'm talking about. See? That's melted, and then the rest is dull because it's not melted yet. So that's what I'm always looking for, is whatever I've heat embossed, I'm looking for the shiny, because it's like, okay, that's melted, and then whatever is dull and grainy isn't. And usually it'll be like a spot here and there, not half the panel, but this way I can actually show. That's why that's why I tilt it. Because then you can actually see it. So yeah. And then one more time, because I purposely left a couple spots so you can see where I've got it all, and then this whole section right here is still dull. And watercolor paper is notorious for a little bit more finicky heat embossing. Thinner lines usually will work better. Something with a lot of detail can sometimes be iffy. Something with a lot of large solid areas, because watercolor paper has texture. You can get hot press paper. I'll get to that in a second. Let's get this melted first. Okay. Hot press watercolor paper. That is one way around it. Hot press watercolor paper is very, very smooth because during the process, they actually heat it and like it presses all the fibers, and that's where you get a smooth surface. I don't work with hot press watercolor paper hardly ever because of the way it's made, and that smooth surface, it's different. And those that do like a lot of watercoloring can know this. Things sit on it funny, and I'm just not the biggest fan. I like my Canson XL watercolor paper because of all of them, it's not super textured. Like, it's got a bit. You can kind of see that, you know, there's a little bit of texture to it, but there's not a lot, you know, so it's not like some watercolor papers are very, very, very textured. So sometimes it does depend on the paper. But I find that this stuff works, and again, the price. That's why I use it so much. Is it the best quality? Not even. This is more like, I wouldn't say full-on beginner quality, like cheap, but it's mid-range. Anyway, I want to do backgrounds. So let's do that. And I thought I would use, and I didn't even slice these open, my little ink cubes. We'll use some little inks to do, there we go. We'll make some backgrounds. Let's get a couple of big brushes to do this. Like that one, and maybe this one. And then also, just so that I'm not making a huge mess, I'll use my big craft mat that is getting very, very stained, which is fine. Hawkeye. So we got these guys and these guys and my big old jar of water off to the side. And let's also spray these with water. So these are going to warp probably horribly. If you want to keep them flat, tape them down to a hardboard. I kind of don't care. I kind of do. Actually, I do. I lied. I care. I care a lot. Let's get a hardboard out. Okay. Let's tape these guys. Just to save us all the aggravation. Thank you, Carrie, and thank you, Flyaway16. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Let's just tape these down. And taping them literally just helps kind of prevent them from curling, you know, and warping. Hopefully I have enough tape left on my roll, because this one's getting good and used up. Is there going to be a replay? Yes. The neighbor, can you respond to that comment if it hasn't popped up yet? Because she said she lost sound. And you can talk to, she can probably just refresh. Because that might, it might be some bizarre issue. But yes, this will all be, of course, available on replay. I'll leave it up. Everyone can see me cry. It's all good. It's all good. It's not like I haven't done it before. I cry at the drop of a hat, so honestly, if it's not one thing, it's another. Okay. Let's get these guys taped down. But yeah, if you want to tell her to, she can try refreshing and see if that, because yeah, if it's not tech issues on our end, tech issues on other people's ends. We all love tech. Tech is wonderful when it works. Okay. There we go. Now, let's do one in the warm purples, and we'll do one in the cool purples. Because why not? Why not? You know? So we'll just go like this. And then, oh yeah. And like that. Ooh, that dark purple is lovely. And then get this wet to really help move things around. And then just that. Messy, slap it on. Doesn't need to be perfect. More of that lighter purple in there too. Just like so. Bring in more of that dark purple. Of course, oh, there we go. Oh, maybe not. Thank you, Morel, and thank you, Diane. I appreciate it. Okay. And then you know what I think this needs? I think it needs some shimmer. Let's do, yeah. Okay. Let's do some Fortune Teller mica stain on this one. So you always want to shake these up really, really well to make sure there's no, no mica. I'm not going to spray these though. I'm just going to, let's just, and then we'll put some on the mat too, and I'll move it around with that. So then we'll have some extra shimmery bits, because you can't go wrong with the shimmery bits. Thank you, Trissa, and thank you, Evelyn. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to try and go light-handed with this, because this, you know, the mica stains are heavily, like, deep color, you know, and all that fun stuff. But they're shimmery. So we'll just kind of add a little bit into this. Add some in there. Put some in there. And leave it. Yeah, leave well enough alone. Don't need to keep mucking at it. And yeah, like I said, when I laid out this mat, it does stain, especially with the Pawsitively saturated inks. There's something about the formula of these inks. They just like sink in to the craft mat, which is fine. Like, again, mine is so stained, but don't care. It is used and well loved. Let's kind of wipe up a little bit of the excess there. So that's background number 1 so far, and it still needs to dry. For this one, we'll do the cool tones, which is the Iris, Heather, and Violet. I'm just trying to think, do I want to use this purple? I don't know. I think I do. Yeah, we'll see. Okay. Let's do basically the exact same thing. So got that. Can't wait for Tim's new Mica sets for Christmas to arrive. Same. I ordered them. I cannot wait for them to get here. Like, love all the new colors. That sparkle paste. Oh, love. After seeing him use it, I was so glad. Like, I ordered those, like, the second they were released. I want to spray this with water. And I just had a gut feeling, so I ordered extra of the sparkle paste. And then after seeing his live, I was like, oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay. So now, literally the exact same thing as before, just these more cool tone purples. My mat looks like yours. Oh yeah, it'll just, the more you use it, and depending on the types of products, you know, it's, yeah, it just is, because it's a woven, you know, with the craft mat, it's woven fibers, and then it's got that little silicone backing. So certain products like the Positively Saturated inks, they just seep into it. It's weird, but it's fine. It just means it doesn't look, you know, pristine and perfect, but psh, like I always say, perfection's overrated. Oh, that dark purple. That's Iris. Love. Thank you, Carrie. I very much appreciate that. You guys are just... I'm gonna have to have a good cry after this live. Try not to do it again on live. I've done that enough. Thank you. But yeah, I can go do that after. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, we'll use Hocus-Pocus for this one. Okay, so same thing. Yeah, see all that solid? That's the mica that settles to the bottom of these. So you really want to shake these up really, really well until you hear there's a little mixing ball in these. There we go. Yeah, and you want to shake it up, and you keep shaking them until you get all of that mica. And Tim talked about this in his live, but I keep mine stored upright. And you kind of wanna, because like storing liquid on its side, like storing. But when I'm working with them, I keep them laying, like Tim does this too, laying on their sides while working with them, because then the mic only settles to the sides and it mixes up better. But when they're storing, you guys see them, they're actually behind me, you know, when I show my face. I keep them on a shelf behind me, because the last thing I would want is these just, because they would, you know, it would spontaneously start leaking. And, ugh, not fun. Not fun. Okay, I'm going to use my flour sack cloth, sort of, here, just to keep me from mucking up this one. Okay. Oh, and I nearly turned this over. That would have sucked. Okay. So we'll just put a few of these. I could have used the... see, now I kind of wish I'd used the new purple, but whatever. It's gonna work. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just add that in. We'll mix it in with a bit of this. Yep. That'll work. Because in the end, it'll just be shimmery fabulousness. But this is also why I should have swatches of all the things. Because then I would have known at first glance which one to grab. Okay. But the shimmer will be there, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Okay. Oop. See, and now it's starting to dry, and that's also why I like having it heat embossed, because, you know, it keeps little sections contained. All that fun stuff. Okay, move those out of the way. Move these out of the way. Let's clean up the mess before I put my elbow in it. Okay, and then we will dry this because I think I want a stencil on top of it. Why not? Let's just go extra today. Go big or go home. Okay. We get these all nice and dry. Because I'm hoping if I do a bit of stenciling on top that the stencil paste will dry by the time we get to like assembling the cards. Hopefully. And actually, Chris, you can that's what I plan on using. If you want to search it up, because I didn't link to it. Scroll down to the search bar. Yeah. And then just put in black opaque and it should pop up. Thank you, Julie. I very much appreciate it. Bottom, hit the bottom one. Yeah, and then I'll add it to the bottom of the list. So yeah. And another note, you always want to keep, whether it's this tool or the embossing tool I used, you always want to keep it moving, and you don't want to keep it like concentrated in one area, especially when you've heat embossed an image, because you will remelt your embossing powder, which sometimes is fine, but it can, when you start overheating embossing powder, it becomes so like it will soak right in to your substrate, whether it's watercolor paper, cardstock, whatever, and it will also start to absorb because you're like re-liquefying it. It will start to absorb the color. Again, sometimes it doesn't matter, but if you're overheating it, that is why. So you just keep the tool moving just to speed it up, or you let it air dry, but don't have time for that today. And yeah, not that it really matters. He's not my husband. We're living in sin, man. We basically refer to each other as husband and wife, because, yeah, but for legality, we're not. But I guess, yeah, in Canada, we're common law. Yeah. It's the same thing, really. We just haven't signed the papers yet. We will, eventually. You know, it's been enough years. I think we've decided we like each other enough, but... Most days, yeah. Other days, I'm always like, depending on the day, I'm like, I want a divorce.
Never that bad.
I'm usually joking about it. In fact, yeah, when I say those words, I'm always joking about it. But yeah, anywho, back to the card. Okay. Where's my... I lost it. Oh, there, no, there it is. My palette knife. Okay. Black, opaque, texture paste. Again, hopefully this is seasonal. This is seasonal, but we're all like petitioning Ranger to put this in the permanent line because it's wonderful. Can you make your own? Because I got asked that, I think, on my last live. Technically, like, and I've shown it actually in videos using white textures. I actually use black soot distress paint. Black soot re-inker works as well, but you have to add so much to white paste to get it black. The paste, you're thinning it out, you know, because you're adding another, like, a liquid to it. So to get it black, it becomes like a different texture, and it works, and I've done it, but I bought backups of this because, yeah, hoping Ranger just adds it to the permanent line, or at the bare minimum that they'll release it every Halloween then, you know, so we can always stock up, whatever. But yeah, that plus the Simon Says Stamp layered bat stencil that I've done a bajillion videos using this stencil because it's one of my favorites. Because you just can't go wrong with this stencil because it's fabulous and I love it. So we'll just apply that. Get it. Oh, I missed one little spot. Love it. And then we'll just do it again on this one. And yes, press and seal. I didn't link to that either. You want to add that? I will be putting press and seal on this. Simon Says Stamp does sell press and seal because I know my international people, it is very difficult, if not impossible, to get, you know. But Simon Says Stamp stocks it. You got it. Perfect. Chris will add a link to it. And like always, I will edit the links after the video, like after the live. But yeah, I will be putting press and seal on this jar. I just haven't got around to it yet. But that just helps keep your paste from drying out. And it is a massive game changer. And it just comes in handy in the craft room. Let's do this last bat. There we go. Boop. Good enough. Doesn't need to be perfect. Let me... I knew I was forgetting something. I should have got my container of water, but I'll just wipe this stencil off. Let me put the lid back on. At least this jar isn't crumbling on you this time. Oh yeah, no, that one, that video and that paste, that was like a freak of chemistry. Who knows? It was definitely past its prime, that paste in that video. And I made it work. But yeah, I've never seen a paste do like it did. And for those not knowing what I'm talking about, it was one of my earlier Halloween videos, like last month. I think earlier in August I posted it. It was the picket fence one with like the red, orange, spooky background. Yeah, the paste I used was really old. And it literally was solidifying as I was applying it over the stencil. It was the most... I've never in my life seen anything like it. It was bizarre. But I made it work. I just moved really, really fast and used up what was left of that ridiculously old paste that, yeah, I've never seen it do that. Like, yeah, I think it was just done. It had given up on life. Okay, so that's cleaned off so I can let him dry. Now, I'm going to keep this out because, where'd I put them? They're right here. Here they are. These little dudes. Oh, no, wait, I lied. I want to do this first because I want this to dry as well. I die cut some tags. Let's make sure this is dry. Make sure this is dry first. Okay. I die cut some tags from black cardstock. And then, where did my other stencil go? I have too much stuff and not enough space. Oh, okay. It's here. There it is. Okay. This little web stencil. It's going to be just a stencil sort of a day. It's a web stencil. And that. And trying not to knock everything over. Okay. Web stencil. Yep. Web stencil. my paper pouncer, my white paper pouncer, and some white craft ink because I thought that would look super cool on these black tags, which I had upside down. Okay, back to what I was doing. Back to what I was doing. So, thought if I did that, and then just lightly pounce the ink over this stencil, because same thing, I want to let this just sit and dry while I work on everything else. Oh yeah. Look at it. Isn't it cool?
It's cool.
I love that. Oh, that's fun. Okay, what side did I just use this on? Because, yeah, flip the stencil over. Brilliant. I'm a professional. Okay. And then we do it again. Oh, did I miss one? Oh my god. Who was that one in the red?
Diane. This was a while ago.
Oh, really? Thank you, Diane. I didn't even... Oh my goodness. Or was that the one that started me crying? Probably. They all make me cry, regardless. Thank you guys. I very much appreciate you. Okay. Got our little tags stenciled. And then I'm going to set those aside and just let those air dry. If I have to, down the road, I'll blast it with my heat tool because it is pigment ink. And pigment ink takes a while to dry. But I don't want them to... I would rather they don't curl up. So if I can let them air dry, I will. We'll see. We'll see. We'll just let those sit. And then... Okay. Back to these dudes. The dudes that are supposed to be the star of the show, kind of. These are the little... I'm like losing all my things. The Stacko pumpkins. Let's move that out of the way. So I die cut these guys from... And I lost the other ones. I had 2 sets here. Oh my gosh. Where did they go? They walked away. Literally. What on earth? I had them. They were here, and I lost them. How do I lose things on this desk all the time? Honestly. They were here. Oh, I found them. I was wondering why. They literally got like shoved under everything else. Okay, I had extras in case I want to put them on the inside of the card. Anyway. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, back to... I die cut these guys from just scraps of the watercolor paper. The same, just Canson watercolor paper. I have an idea for all their little face holes, but we'll get to that. I'm going to pop them out though and save them depending on how I decide to do this. I think these dudes are really cute with their goofy little faces. I don't know what it is. They look derpy, really. And you can't go wrong with derpy. So we'll pop all the little pieces out. And we'll do extras, because whatever I don't end up using, I can stick on to another project. So we got the pumpkins and their stems, and that's all we need. So I'm going to set those aside. I'm going to keep the stems in one of these trays as well, so I don't lose them, because I'll deal with those in a second. Alright, move those. Move that, so I'll lose it again, whatever. And then I was going to use the other little ink cube set, because that just, you know, perfect. So we use the browns for the stems, obviously, and the oranges for the pumpkins. Because this time, the pumpkins are going to be orange. Because apparently some people were bothered that the other live I did with the Tim Holtz wafer dyes, that I did the pumpkins purple. You know, you do you. Do whatever works for you. If you want to keep them, do whatever color you want, you know. I'm also going to use my little reverse tweezers to try and keep myself from getting completely filthy. But let's just start. We'll do some ink smooshing, which is always one of my favorite things to do. Thank you, Katie. I appreciate you. Okay, ink smooshing. Many ways to go about it. Biggest thing to always remember is wet on wet blends, wet on dry layers. And if you want the really speckly textured look, you want to dry between layers, which is what I'll be doing. But I also want just like solid color. So I'm going to actually like get these wet first and then mush them in here, and we'll just, you'll see what I do. So we're going to just literally get these dudes wet. And then 99% of the time, I just hold these with my, I don't care. I'm going to get ink all over. In the end, I'm going to get ink anyway, but you can use your reverse tweezers as well, just to sort of prevent it, but you know. And because I've sprayed them, I'm not going to get like textured bits or anything like that, but that's okay, because I just want to build up the color on these dudes. So get it all on there, and yeah, screw the tweezers. I don't care if I get ink on my fingers because it washes off. Sometimes it takes a while. Tim Holtz was going on about, I was like raving to Chris about it. I was like, Tim was going on about special scrubby soap in his live, and now it's been my mission in life to get some. Because obviously I need it and I do actually need it in my life. Because Ranger does make, ooh, there's one of the little eye holes. We'll just stick him over there. Ranger does make a craft scrubby. It's like a pumice stone. It's like oval shaped and blue. You have to be very careful with that thing. It will remove several layers of skin if you're not careful. I have it. I don't really use it very often because, yeah, not fun. So yes, hello to everyone joining in, you know, all the things, and those hanging out and listening to me ramble while I do this. I'm going to need more ink. So we'll just add some more ink so I can get all these dudes covered with ink. And I'm going to need to spray these guys again because they're already starting to like dry out, which is whatever. Do that. I had never heard of the scrubby soap before. Neither. I had never heard of it. And Tim was raving about it. He showed it in his video. I'm assuming Heidi at Simon Says Stamp is going to get it in stock. I'm just kind of waiting because it's actually not the easiest to locate. And it's apparently just just a nice soap with a little scrubby built in. And it's not as harsh because there's other like products out there. There's that orange stuff that mechanics use. And I don't like that. I can't handle the smell of that stuff. I don't know, it triggers me. But some of them are just really harsh, you know, and I don't like that. So, yeah, but the other option too, if you get ink, and I talked about this, is I just take my loofah and my I've got like just nice little bars of hand soap, and with the loofah, and it's kind of the same idea as the scrubby soap, you know, and you really do that and it does take off pretty much everything. So there's another option. Anywho, we got our little dudes. So we're going to dry this layer so that I can add texture and splotchies on top. Unbelievable what people can get upset about. Everyone can do what he or she wants and use the colors they like. Oh, you guys, some of you wouldn't be surprised. Some of you have been around long enough to see some of the crazy drama that has erupted off and on over the years with my videos, especially the Halloween ones. I really loved. I didn't get any this year, but you know, the ones where the people are freaking out on me saying I'm opening the door to Satan and all the horrible things that are going to happen to me for making Halloween cards. And oh man, there has been some serious chaos. Anywho, this is why I have a thick skin though. Most of it just doesn't really faze me at this point because I have heard it all. Okay, we did peachy already. Let's move to the next shade. Grapefruit, medium orange. Oh yes. Okay, now this is where we're going to start getting some texture. So we're going to start going like this and adding texture and color and all the fun things. Oh, I love that. The little like speckly bits. Yes. Conjure up the demons. Oh, that immediately makes me... And I wish... Oh, man, I wish you could post a meme in the chat. That one of Elmo. Oh. The one of, like, the weird Elmo and, like, the flames behind it. One of my favorite memes. It just makes me laugh. Like, innocent little Elmo. Anyway. But yes, regardless, like purple pumpkins, anything, and I say the same thing with florals. It's paper. It's paper crafting. You know, things don't need to be exact. Things don't need to be perfect. Things don't need to. It can be whatever you want. You know, I've talked about how I like had a big hang up with using like bird images on my cards because I was so. I don't know. I was really hung up about making them. Like, they needed to be accurate, and I don't know enough about birds, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? I now throw birds on all the things, and I don't care if it is accurate or not. If it's a pink bird, well, that's fine with me. So, yeah. It's paper. It's paper, and it's fun, and that's how it's supposed to be. So, yeah. Do rainbow pumpkins? Yeah. Well, I did a rainbow themed. I did rainbow webs with spiders. That video went up last night. That was fun. But I do need to do rainbow pumpkins. Heck yeah. And that'll really get people upset because, oh boy, when I do the rainbow things, does that bring out some serious chaos. We'll try to avoid that subject, but yeah. You guys know I love me some rainbows. Let's use up. Let's see, do I want to use more of the same? Yeah. Let's just kind of keep mushing around and adding the texture. It's always June. Christy, actually, when Chris saw he looked at my cards last night and the very first thing he said, is it June already, Sai? And sorry, people, that's kind of an inside joke. Just go with it. Just go with it. Yeah. For those that aren't aware, and I have no problem saying it, I would rather lose subscribers. I am a big advocate for human rights and LGBTQIA+, rainbow, all the things, inclusivity, all of it. All of it, all of it, all of it. And this last June with some of it was ugly. Very, very ugly with how some people were acting and saying things online. And I will continue to post rainbow cards and pride cards and all of it. I don't pander to any of that other nonsense. So, yeah, that's where I stand. Rainbow Ball movie. Yeah, it would. It would. From Germany/Ireland. Well, hello. It's always fun. Like, some of the international people. Man. And it just makes me want to travel. Okay. Okay. We've got some texture going on here. Let me wipe up the mess. Let me wipe up the mess. And then we'll do one last layer of ink on these dudes, and then I think they'll be good. Cause yeah, oi, I got a mess going on. Okay, let's quickly dry these, cause again, wet on dry will layer, and this is what we want, is like that textured splattery bits. Ooh, yes, and I'm gonna bring this in too. Jack-o'-lantern mica stain, cause hello. Never have too much shimmer or sparkle or rainbow or any of it ever. So let's move this over first. And then Mandarin is our darkest. Did I even use great? Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Whatever. It's going to look great no matter what. I don't think I did use this. So let's get this. And then let's add some Distress Mica Stain in Jack-o'-lantern. Same thing, you gotta shake it up. Mine was laying on its side, so all the mica is on the side, which is great because it just makes it easier to shake up. I am not rooting for people's sexual preferences. I am here about inclusivity. You'll see it. Like, that is not how this works. That is not what's going on at all. Like, love is love. And that whole dog whistle insanity that has come out in the last couple years saying, like, keep it away from children. No. No. Nope. 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 Not even gonna go there. Thank you, Chris. This is why I've got my mod helping me, so that, because yeah, that sort of rhetoric, nuh-uh, okay. Okay, we got some spray. Wipe off the nozzle. That's usually all I need to do to help prevent any sort of clogging, that sort of a thing. And then let's just add, these are going to get really dark, but that's exactly what I want. Oh, and they're going to be shimmery. They're going to be shimmery. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Okay. Yes. And then trying not to smush it too much, even though honestly I don't even care if I lose some of the special, like the little flecky bits, because this is all going to be shimmery, which fun. Okay. And this is where I'm going to get completely covered in ink. But again, it's fun. Yes. I only keep my mica stains. And I'll sometimes when I remember with my oxide sprays, because oxides are the same idea. Oxides, the pigment settle to the bottom. When I'm working with them, I'll keep them on their side on my desk. When I'm storing them, I store them upright because it wouldn't take much. You know, if the lid's not fully secure, anything like that, if it's laying on its side, oh, no, don't want that. Like, not a fun mess to clean up, let alone who knows what, you know, all the things it could wreck, whatever. But yeah, it's nice keeping them on their side though when you're working with them, because it just makes it easier to quickly shake them up. But yeah, for actual like storage, I keep them all upright. And I do the same thing with my ink pads. I don't store mine on their sides. Some people do and they're fine. And that's fine. If it works for you, great. I don't, because again, it would just be my luck that the ink would just decide to leak and mess. And nope, nope, nope. Okay. And since I've got this, I'll just take a piece of cardstock. Don't want it to go to waste, although usually I don't overly care if I'm being completely honest, but I'll save this for another project. Because, oh, seriously. Darn straights, I'll save that for another project. That is perfection. Oh, the shimmer. You can kind of see it. Love it. I'll die cut from this or something. Actually, I'll probably just use that as a background. Save it. Cool. That was fun. Okay. Yes, it is a workout sometimes when they've been sitting, any of these sprays, when they've been sitting for a long time and you really gotta, you know, shake them. And that's what I just tell myself. I was like, I'm giving my arms a workout. you know, it just is what it is. Okay. Clean up that mess. Okay, and now we got to do the stems, and those I don't think I'm really gonna mush per se because they're so little. I think we'll just do direct to paper for the most part because, yeah, why bother doing a bunch of smooshing with these tiny little things? Yeah, let's just do direct to paper. That's quick and easy. We'll just boop, boop, like this. We'll add that. Keep on there. There we go. So add that. Just like so. Okay. So that was just the lightest ink. Now we need to add a bit of the darker ink. Smoosh and splatter is it is. I don't know what it is, honestly, about, you know what? And now I want to do it. Whatever. There's something about ink smooshing that's just, yeah, really satisfying. So that's what we'll do. We'll just add some little bits to these guys. And it just gives it texture, and anyone can do it. You don't need any special skills to be able to do ink smooshing, honestly. You just gotta not be worried about getting ink all over yourself. That's really what it is. Yeah. I wonder if those shakers in the nail salon would work. They could. There's actually shakers that are meant for tattoo artists. It's a little machine that tattoo artists use that they can strap their ink bottles to, because, you know, to mix up their specialty inks for tattooing. And you can look those up. Those do work because I actually have one. I just don't show it in videos because I don't have a source to link to it. And again, people just get very, very upset when I show things that I can't provide links to. But yeah, and then yeah, there's now little like shaky machines for salons. You just gotta watch out because some of those are like insanely overpriced. I looked into those like a couple years ago, and I couldn't believe. And again, I am a actually certified esthetician, so I can get stuff at wholesale. Like I can get stuff at cost. I used to do that for a living. But yeah, the price on some of them is just stupid, and I refused to pay that. But yeah, there are little machines out there that can shake things up, because especially for those that have a struggle with it. In fact, I can show it, but I don't have a link, you know. But it looks like this. And I just keep these taped to it. These are extras. But it's just a little machine. And then you take, and again, make sure the lid is on tight. Because, oh boy, you stick it in there. And that's why it came with extras. And it just stretches over the bottle. And it holds it in place. And then you just gotta plug them in. I got the lid on because it'd be just my luck that this thing explodes on live. And then so yeah. But again, you just make sure if you get something like this, just make sure the lid's on. Oh, because it would be awful. I can't even imagine.
So decorated.
Oh, this entire garage would be covered in purple spray. You know, it'd be beautiful, but I would cry. It would ruin everything. So, yeah, I don't even have a name for it, but if you look up like tattoo ink shaker, maybe, yeah, I can't even remember. I've had mine for quite some time, and it's a handy little thing to have. It's just, yeah, I don't show it in videos because I don't even remember where I got it. Okay, I'm like getting sidetracked as always. I did my pumpkins. I'm not going to do some of the other things I was planning on doing because otherwise we're going to be here all day. I want to do, the back for their faces. That's what I wanted to do. So for that, I need just some cardstock. Just little bits of cardstock, and then I want to take I'm going to take another, and I need to label this because I'm going to forget the next time I go to use it. I'm going to label this. This one is going to be for Versamark. And no, there we go. Versamark, clear embossing, same thing. Yeah, that's what I was using. So, we're going to do that. Then we're going to do this and this. And I do already have this linked in the description. I'm not sure if it's available right now. Like, it might be out of stock because, again, this time of year. I linked to 3 different options. All 3 work the same. Glow-in-the-dark embossing powder. You guys know. But yeah, there's 3 different brands that I am aware of that make it. There's Lawn Fawn, Wow Embossing, and Brutus Monroe. I have links to all 3 in the description box below. I do not know if they're in stock, but fun stuff. And all 3 work. It's pretty much the same stuff. Can't go wrong with glow-in-the-dark embossing powder. So, I want to do, I think I only need 1 piece. I'm going to heat emboss it, and then I'm going to back that so that their faces glow versus trying to heat emboss all these little pieces. Nobody's got time for that. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. This is faster. So we'll just coat this cardstock, and I could go direct with this. With the ink pad to the paper, that works as well. This is really nice if you want to use like the stencil, like that web stencil, and use embossing or like clear ink, and then heat emboss, specialty emboss powder, glow in the dark embossing powder, etc. That's where this comes in super handy. But I also just, there's something satisfying about this versus just swiping the ink pad. So I just need, and it doesn't need to be perfect. And this should be enough for these guys. Let's just get a good coating of that. And then let's add glow-in-the-dark embossing powder. Okay, and then move that out of the way so that I don't make a mess. Okay. Okay. Have you ever used glow-in-the-dark embossing powder on colored cardstock? I don't know if I ever actually have. You totally can. It'll just, because you can kind of see. Yeah, like white cardstock, glow-in-the-dark has that limey, it's not even yellow really, that limey tint, that glow-in-the-dark tint. So anything you apply this over, it's going to tint it into a weird sort of color. It will work. I can't say for sure whether, like, how it will glow. You can't really tint this. Tim Holtz was talking about that, like with the grit paste glow, like the glow in the dark grit paste. Adding color to it does not make it glow that color. Because again, it's just glow in the dark. Now, does that mean that maybe down the road we won't get different colors of glow in the dark? It's possible, you know, but it's getting into some weird little like chemistry sort of things. So yeah, but for this, I just want it light anyway, because it's going to go behind them and then their little faces will glow in the dark, you know? So that's, yeah, it will show up. I might have other videos where I've stamped things and heat embossed it with glow in the dark on top of a different color, usually black, that sort of a thing, but it will work. It'll just look different. And for the most glow on white is where it'll be. And I'm not going to bother adding a second coat. I was gonna, but I don't need to. It's fine. It's fine. So let's funnel this back into its container so that I do not knock it over. Those containers are from Sistema. Simon, I linked to it, I think, in my tools, possibly. Simon sells slightly smaller versions. I think the ones that Simon sells are about this big. No one needs like, this is the literal sandwich size. I got these at like Marshall's, and there's like 5 or 6 containers of embossing powder in here. No one needs that many. The only reason I even started using these is just because over the years, I just have so many containers that have been like sent to me, etc., that like I had more containers than I knew what to do with, and I use this a lot, so I put them in here. But for years, all I did, like coffee filters, because they're biodegradable, and a container of embossing powder works a charm, you know, and you can get packs of coffee filters for dirt cheap. And yeah, that's what I did for years. I only use those big containers because I do this as a job. I use those ones a lot, but even then, like, you don't need that at all. The coffee filters have been great, and I still use them for all of my specialty ones that I have just a container for, you know. So, okay, we got all these dudes. These guys are not quite dry, so we're gonna have to finish drying them so that I can adhere things to them without them getting completely, yeah, smearing everything. Hello to Nova Scotia. Any of the spots I missed, I'll just blot up with a paper towel. I was told, wow, embossing powder was anti-static. Lots of plastic containers aren't. I wouldn't be surprised. I do know that things like Ranger's rock candy glitter, distress glitter, which I will show that. I'm not going to use it today. Ugh. Not sure what witchcraft they have used. But this is, and again, if you've worked with loose glitter, I'm trying not to like knock everything over. If you ever worked with loose glitter, you know what I'm talking about. Ranger does something. Theirs is anti-static because it does not cling to the container. If you've ever worked with loose glitter, it'll, you know, it clings to the inside. It clings to everything. It's glitter. It is the herpes of the craft world. Just is what it is. This is the exception. And that's, yeah, Ranger's rock candy, distress glitter. I don't know what it is they do. I don't know if they add something to it. I'm not sure, but it is not staticky. It doesn't cling to things. They're just black magic, man. It's just what they do. So I wouldn't be surprised if WOW Embossing, if they do something with their embossing powders, because that's literally like their company. I haven't ever really noticed a difference, but I do like their powders. Like, they're good. They're good. Hello to you guys just tuning in. It's always so fun. Okay, we'll just get these guys dry. Okay, these guys are pretty much dry. Good enough anyway. Good enough anyway. Let's grab that. Okay, just to make sure. Yeah, there's a couple spots, but that's okay. Okay, let's put their faces on so that they can glow in the dark, because that's the whole point. I'm missing anti-static glitter. How'd they not get a Nobel Prize? I know, right? Ranger's chemist is a genius, like really. So yeah. Okay. Let's start adding little bits to these dudes. I'll just kind of snip up some little kind of templates in a sense. And then I'll just glue them behind their faces. There we go. So that's one. So then I just copy that for the next one. And then glue, always. So if we just stick some glue on the back. Okay. Move that over. And then their faces will glow in the dark. I gotta grab some acrylic blocks to stack these under so that the glue can dry while I work on the next one. And then we'll just keep repeating this process so that I get all these little dudes. Or the main ones anyway. 'Cause the ones that I'm gonna put on the inside of the card, it doesn't really matter. They won't need to glow in the dark. So that means I can take 2 of those and 2 of these dudes. Those will go on the inside of the card. So I really only need to put faces on these ones, which means I'll have some extra left over, but same thing, I can save that for something else. Let's cut up. Yeah. If we do that. It doesn't need to look perfect because it's going behind everything and no one's gonna see it. And I'm literally getting orange everywhere. Oh my goodness. Enjoying your live. You're fun to hang out with. Well, thank you. I'm glad people enjoy my crazy. And those that don't, well, to each their own. That's okay. Because not everyone is everyone's cup of tea, and the world would be super boring if we all were the same anyway. If we all liked the same things and blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay. Do I need to trim that one down? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. What?
Call all your pumpkins dudes.
They are dudes. I call everything dudes. I don't know why. Actually, that was another random thing. I had someone this was years ago. Someone got so upset with me because I referred to like my audience as dudes once. Like, I think that's what I had said. You know, I was just like, whatever. It was just whatever I said in a voiceover, but it was just a simple little, you know, I just referred to it, and they got unbelievably upset with me. Like, you'd think I'd slapped them or something, or slapped their grandchild. I don't even know, but I was like, I just mean it as a term of endearment, really. Like, everything's dudes. I refer to you as a dude. The children are dudes. All my little characters, they're all little dudes. Oh. I guess the grammatically correct term is pumpkins or jack-o'-lanterns. Sometimes the drama that gets created by just random things I say. Thankfully, at least it's not like me saying something terribly horrible, you know? Like, I try not to say anything terribly horrible. I try really hard. And these guys are, especially this one. I don't know why. I think this littlest pumpkin's kind of my favorite. He's just got a derpy look on his little pumpkin face. Like, look at that derpy little guy. He's so cute. Pop him on there. And I just got everything like sitting under acrylic blocks just to hold some weight on them so that the glue can adhere. Because everything, the pumpkins are warped, the embossing powder panel is warped from heat and all, you know, all the things. So, and I'm not going to sit here all day holding all this down. Let the other tools do the job. Dudes and dudettes. Yeah, and I don't even I just dudes. Everything's just dudes. Like, to me, it's like just a neutral term, you know? I refer to everyone like that. I'm like texting people. I'm like, dude, seriously. Heck, Chris and I, we haven't done that in a while, quoting like, dude, where's my car? Dude, sweet. What does mine say? Dude, what does mine say? Sweet. I haven't watched that movie in like over 20 years. Gosh. Such a stupid movie too, but it's so funny. Okay. Now we've got stems. I think I'll leave the stems off until I stack them. Yeah. We'll do the stems separate. Where's our backgrounds at? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Love it. You know what these guys need? I think they need some black splatter. Yeah, why not? Go big or go home. This live is going to be ridiculously long, but if you guys are willing to stick it out with me, let's just hear you. Yeah. Yeah, we both guys stand up, stretch, everyone stretch, you know, stretch, do the things. Do the things. I can kind of fit this in here. Let's add some black splatter to these backgrounds, as is tradition. I'll have to remember to add that to the list as well. Black soot distress paint. If you scroll down and then to the thing under where it says Simon Says Stamp, the search bar, click on it. Keep scrolling. There's a one that says Splatter Faves. And hit that. And then hit enter on the empty search bar. Bingo.
Which one am I looking for?
The black soot distress paint, the fan brush, and the splat box. Chris is like just killing it with learning how to do all the linking and stuff for me. So yeah, thumbs up the video for him. Because yeah, he's helping a ton. Okay, add some more black splatter. Yes. And then like always, clean off the brush, clean off the palette, black, especially black soot distress paint, but all acrylic paints dry permanent, and black soot is heavily pigmented. Okay. The bats, you want to link to the bat stencil in the chat? The bats, it's the layered bat stencil from Simon. That came out years ago. It's still available. I've used it so many times. It's one of my favorites. Chris will link to it in the chat for me. And let's kind of try and somewhat speed up the drying of the paint. It would help if I plugged this in. Derp. Wrong tool. Okay. Yeah. Okay, it's not dry yet. The paint's going to take a bit longer than that, but this just helps. This just helps boost it a little bit. And then the other thing I want to do is, what do I want to do? Crap. Now my brain stopped. Sentiments. I think my plan is to use these ones from the little Friendly Ghost stamp set. Okay. Because I was thinking I'll use this on the outside and that on the inside. Hello, hello to those joining in. Okay. And then I need the coordinating wafer dyes for that. Just like so. And I'll just put these back so I don't lose them, as is also tradition. Okay. Got those. And then I think I'm going to do, because my tags are black, I'm going to have orange pumpkins, purple backgrounds. I think I'm going to do these on white cardstock. Shocker. So like that. And then, that's what I wanted. And we shall tempt fate. We'll tempt fate and use black embossing powder, which, don't fall out of your chairs, some of you that didn't watch. I forget what video it was. It was a recent one. Oh, I know which one it was. The slimline card, the Halloween cards I did with the witchy background and the wildflower stamp set. I pulled out the black embossing powder and people were just shocked. Because yes, I've made it very clear over the last 20 years of doing this that black embossing powder is the devil. And that I hate it because it's just messy. But I retract that statement. I like it. It works. Don't ask me why. I don't know what changed because it's the same powder. Like, meh. But yeah, let's just see. I might hate it again in like 2 minutes, but let's just see. So white cardstock. Where's my anti-static powder tool? Oh my gosh, if you guys could see the mess, it's so bad. Okay, anti-static powder tool. Generous with the anti-static powder tool because black embossing powder. So very, very generous with the anti-static. just like so. You can do this like stamp in black and emboss with clear. I've done it for years. It works great. I genuinely prefer the black emboss. It looks better, honestly. I know. What is wrong with me? We'll see. I might have to change and like do this with clear. We'll see how much of a mess I make or if I manage to do this properly. But we'll line these guys up. I'm going to stamp them with black ink. They're brand new stamps. So, you guys, seriously, I have such a mess. I have such a mess going on. What the heck? We need a bigger boat. Okay. Brand new stamps. Good quality photopolymer stamps. There's a coating on them. It's part of the washout process after they've been manufactured. And when you find you get a brand new stamp set and it's not taking ink, or it's like the ink is looking blotchy and it's like, why is this not stamping? It's because if it's new, that's usually 99% is the reason. So I just use my finger. Do not use a sanding tool. I had someone mention that on a thread somewhere. They were like, oh, just take like a fine sander. It's like, do not use any sort of abrasive on your photopolymer stamps. Please just don't do it. Don't do it. This is all you need to do. Just fingers. Fingers are great. A white eraser can also work. You know, you can, and that just helps remove the coating and preps the stamp so that it takes ink better. But yeah, I find most of the time, and if it's a bigger stamp, I just wrote with my hands. So what is the advantage of black embossing powder over clear and black ink? The black embossing powder is just more crisp, more black like my soul. That's and it's subtle. So again, if you are not at all comfortable with black embossing powder, just stamp it in black, emboss it with clear. You're good to go. It's fine. I've done it for 20 years. It works great. But I did it on that video with, yeah, it's the slimline one. You'll see it on my channel. The blue one with the witches flying over the moon. And I used black embossing powder on the silhouette florals on the bottom. I can tell a difference. Can most people? Possibly not, you know? But let's just see. I said all that, and we'll see if I manage to do this without destroying it. So let's just see. So, inking it up with black. My VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. Perfection. Let's do this a second time, just because if I do manage to finish both of these cards, we shall see. So, one more. Let's put the lid on there, and then let's just see what happens if I manage to do this without creating an entire disaster. And if I do, we can flip it over and do it with black and clear. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. I need more plugins. I'm like unplugging and replugging in the same two tools constantly. Anyway. Okay. Yes. Love it. Love it. Like, look at that. It's perfection. Oy. Anyway, The reason why I usually don't like black embossing powder is it normally will cling, back in the day anyway. Like, again, all these brands, maybe they're adding special magic anti-static properties to it. Who bloody knows? Plus, the anti-static powder tool, game changer. Like, that old powder bag we used to use that was filled with cornstarch or whatever other garbage powder, probably talc, which don't even get me started on that stuff. Not cool. Not cool. I talked about this, I think, just in my last live video. You do not want to use cornstarch. Don't do it. The properties of cornstarch are to absorb moisture and thicken. So you're creating chaos. But yeah, you can totally stamp that and emboss it in clear if you don't want to use black embossing powder. My main hatred for it was just that, yeah, it used to cling to everything and get everywhere, and dump one container of black embossing powder once onto yourself and the carpet, and it will just ruin you. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So, that worked so well. And it's so black and shiny. Yeah. And yes, this was WoW embossing. I will not have a link to this because Simon, I don't think hasn't, I actually, it was in a Simon kit years ago. Because I wouldn't buy black embossing powder, you know, because I hated it. But this was in, I think it was actually a Halloween kit years ago. And I don't think they even carry this one anymore. But I know Simon has one, and I gotta tell you, it works the same. It's good. It's good. So I have retracted my hatred for black embossing powder. You know? Who'da thunk? Who'da thunk? But now we need to die cut these. I'm not going to use the ghosts for this card. I plan on hopefully, there's the dies. I will do another, you know, I still got plenty of Halloween videos that I'm going to do, and I want to use that set, but I'm definitely not going to do it today because otherwise, one, I don't have space on the card, and two, my brain can only handle so much at the moment. So we're just using the sentiments, but the actual little ghosties, they'll have to make an appearance on one of my cards anyway for the Halloween series. I think last year I did manage to do, I forget how many Halloween videos I did last year, but I'm definitely hoping, I think I did, I can't remember. You might be able to look it up. It was a lot. If you go on my main channel and then go on playlists and look at my 2022 Halloween series. Okay, I gotta die cut these guys, so I think, there we go. I can fit this in here. My little empress. All right. I did 28. I know I was aiming for 31. I saw a question. What is the difference between embossing powder and Tim Holtz embossing glaze? The Distress embossing glaze is slightly transparent. It's not solid opaque like most embossing powders. So, to know more, go on Tim Holtz YouTube channel, because he's done, I'm positive, he's done like entire videos. So if you search on his channel, there'll be stuff about the embossing glazes, but the biggest thing is they're transparent. So they'll show through different layers you put underneath them, etc. I haven't used them much. I have lots of them because they're pretty colors, and I have all the distress colors of all the things. And I did get the newest ones, the new colors that were released a couple months ago, I just haven't had a chance to use them yet. But yeah, those ones are transparent. So it just depends on like the look you're going for with those. They're fun for like techniques and stuff. And yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's die cut these sentiments so I can get my die cut machine out of the way here. Okay. Now we can move that guy out of the way. Get those. That. Okay, so now I've got my sentiments. Pop those out of the way. Put those back in the envelope so I don't lose them amongst the absolute mess I have going on. Let's see where the paint is still wet. I can tell. Barely though. It's getting there. It's taking its sweet time. Let's speed it up. Yeah, some of this paint is still wet. If I do this. Oh yeah, it's not bad. Few spots. That's okay. I just want to kind of dab up anything that's still... Yeah, some of these are really just... Blah. Dab those up just so I don't get like massive amounts of smears everywhere. I don't mind, you know, a bit. They can be messy. Messy's okay. It's Halloween. Okay. Okay. Get that out of the way. And then... Is that a small electron? Yes, that is the Empress Mini. I do have a link to that in the description box below the video. The Anna Griffin Empress Mini. I love that machine. I have been very impressed with it. I got it... it's been a little over 6 months now. And since I do this as a job, I do a ton of die cutting. And this thing has held up. I am very, very impressed with that little machine. Oh yeah, Tim Holtz videos. Cannot recommend them enough. His lives, the amount of like product info and inspiration. I'm not sure with the more recent ones if they, I can't remember some, I don't know if they edited out after the fact. Because, like, at the end of his, like, when you're actually watching live, like, we've already started calling them Tim Talks, where either he's going on a rant or just explaining things, or the biggest one is just if you can't find something kind to say, find something kind to say. It literally makes a difference, and more people need to hear that, and more people need to live by that. Especially just now, I was getting texts from one of the older ones. And the amount of entitled garbage that they put up with at their job and adults freaking out on them makes me very, very angry. Like, treat service people with respect. Be kind. Like, people. Anyway. Okay. These need to be cut down because they are too big for what will be my card bases. And right now, I think they're 4.5 by 6. I think that's what the cardstock was. Yeah, they're 4.5 by 6. And I can't cut it down. I was like, oh, if I cut it down to 4 by 6 for a 5 by 7 card, but I can't do that because of the taped edges, and that would look really weird. So I think I'm still going to go with an A2 size card. That's what I'm going to do. So we shall trim these down. I'm going to get some black splatter here and there because of the paint not being completely dry, but I'm still okay with that. So we're gonna have to chop off a bit more. Yeah, see, I already made a mess. That's okay. It's all good. It's Halloween cards. That's what we do. Okay. So we'll do 4 by 5.25. There we go. Love it. And we'll do the same thing with this one. Question, are the Empresses better than and nicer to use in the Spellbinder 6? Somewhat apples to oranges there, kind of, because the Spellbinders die cut machines, the Platinum and the Platinum 6, are manual, and the Empress machines are electric. And and no matter what, I will never get rid of my Platinum and Platinum 6 because they're just awesome machines. And I use them, you know, I use them for my Better Press, my Gemini, all those sorts of things. And yeah, so it is kind of a apples to oranges thing in a sense. And as far as actual like die cutting, like the pressure and the quality of the cut, I consider them the same. The Empress machines and the Spellbinders machines, I get the same results of the die cutting, if that makes sense. But Spellbinders doesn't make a little baby machine, so hence the Empress Mini that I got. Okay, got my backgrounds. I got my little tag. These are going to be insanely busy cards, and a lot of it's going to get covered up, but I don't care. This is what I was going for. So we got these guys, and we're gonna build. Ooh, if I can get my pumpkins back, because these guys, the plan is to stack them. Kind of has a sentiment. Actually, I'm probably gonna like move that up a bit and stack a little sentiment. You know, this is what I was going for in my head. And then I need a little zhuzh to bring out some mummy cloth. Can't go wrong with mummy cloth. So let's move those out of the way first and get out a bit of mummy cloth to tie onto these. And we'll rough it up while we're at it because it's mummy cloth. Like, it doesn't need to be perfect. Which do you prefer for 3D embossing folders? Spellbinders. I've had some people say that they can use them in their Empress machines. I haven't. And I have the mini, so most embossing folders wouldn't fit in there anyway. But I'm not sure. I haven't heard if that for sure works, if the 3D embossing folders work in the Empress machines. But for me personally, I use my Platinum 6 for embossing folders. Okay. You can also, FYI, with the mummy cloth, and I have a link to that, I think, below the video. You can tint this. You can spray it with your sprays with the like mica stains and everything. You can spray it. You can use your inks, all of that. It's messy when you're doing it. I usually would wear gloves. I was going to do it for this video, but again, it's getting too much. But yeah, you totally can tint this with sprays and stains and make it like any sort of color. But I just want to rough it up good. And then we will get her on there, and I think I'm just gonna want to like tie it in some sort of something. I don't even know. I hadn't thought this far ahead. We'll just tie it in some sort of something. I think Spellbind, I'm not even sure if it's still available though. I know they used to have that little prism machine. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it anymore. Like, I don't know if they still like sell it. You know what I mean? But yeah. For now, we'll leave this long, but I might have to trim that. We'll see. Let's take another piece of the mummy cloth. And then, yeah, well, you guys saw me. I just rough it up. Rough it up. Pull out a couple threads. You know, just make it look how it should, like mummy cloth. I still can't get the sandwich right with my Gemini Junior. Yeah, with the that gets a little iffy with 3D and Polar. I've heard a lot of people struggle with that. And yeah, that's why I have my Platinum 6 for all of my like and I show it in videos. Because yeah, I use Simon's 3D embossing folders like all the time, and that is what works for me. I gotta get in there. There we go. There we go. Okay. We're gonna tie that up and rough it up as well. Love it. And do it with this one too. Just, you know, love it. And then everyone was laughing at me because I said it in my voiceover. I think that was not yesterday's video, the video before. Yeah, the video with the arches that I did yesterday morning. And I said in the video I couldn't find this. I'm not even kidding you guys. I was like searching around my space. I couldn't find this Big Mama foam tape roll. You know, the one that's like this. In fact, here, I'll switch over because it's still working. This thing that's bigger than my head. And I couldn't find it. You know, I couldn't find it. I thought I was losing my mind. I didn't know what I was doing, and it was right here, like propped up, just right there the entire freaking time. And I found it like later, you know, when I looked in front of my face, because that's just how things work, you know. And am I surprised that I did that? No. I have, and I've told this to Chris, I have literally been on the phone with someone while ripping things apart looking for my phone. It's like, I don't know where my phone is as I'm talking on the phone. Usually that's a sign of how stressed out I am. Yeah. I didn't lose it though. That's the whole point. Like, I didn't lose it. I just, and I was like, how do I, like my brain just stopped, obviously, like just stopped. And I was hunting around, and I have a backup roll of this because I go through, a lot of it. And I went and grabbed the backup roll, and it was when I went and grabbed the backup roll, because, that's how it always works. And then I saw this sitting, like it was propped up like this, but like right in front of my face. And I was like, wow, dude, man. Oh, yeah, I need a vacation. Anyway, it's all good. I found it, we're good. Found my phone that day too, when my brain put 2 and 2 together that I was talking on said phone. I don't even want to admit how long it took me to come to that conclusion. So yeah. And I've also done that to, searching for your car keys when it's in your hand. Anywho. Propping it back up, and I'll lose it later. Whatever. Me with my glasses on my face. Where's my glasses? Yeah, thankfully I haven't done that because I wear my glasses 24/7 pretty much. So, but I can understand when you have like readers and that sort of a thing. I would like when it gets to that point when I have to have more than one pair of glasses for things. Yes, I will forever be hunting for the ones that are on top of my head, because that is what I will do. I know it. But anyway. When I would lose stuff and the kids asked where I'd lost it, I'd say, no, it's not lost. I just don't know where it is right now. Truth. Yep. All the time. Like, I'm always hunting for it. And that's why I always say in my videos, it's like, that's why I have a backup pair of my scissors. I have a backup, and people were joking about that in the other live, the amount of scissors like in the screen. And it's like, well, yeah, I have multiples, and I have backup pairs of the reverse tweezers. Because one always, grows legs and walks away the second you need it. That one isn't even straight. I don't care. Too late. It's down. Commit. It's good. Now we got to add the stems to these dudes. So, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I'm going to do those stems. I'm going to cut that one in half for that one. Some of these stems I can probably dupe. I'm just trying to plan out all the things, make sure everything has all its bits and pieces and parts. That guy will get that one. That guy will get that one. That one I can cut in half. There we go. Perfect. Okay, we're good. Where's my glue? I lost my glue. There's my glue. Oh my goodness. Oh. Some woman took a photo of her husband's cell phone before he took it to work and texted him the photo to say he forgot it. He turned the car around and came home to get it. If you ever did that to me, like if I was going out to college, I would do the same thing. If you texted me a photo of my phone, you're like, you forgot your phone, I probably would immediately like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I totally would. That's what my brain would do. Did I clog my glue again? Oh, no, we're good. I can see how that happens. It's amazing how our brains are just, oi. Okay. See, now they've got their little stems. Love it. And then these ones. Yep, they're derpy little stems for their derpy little selves. Lost my phone yesterday, couldn't find it anywhere, it was sitting on it. Really? Well, yeah. The amount of times you lose your phone and we have to like And it's usually him. Chris loses his phone all the time. All the time. The amount of times I have to call his phone, you know, and then we have to hunt around the house like Marco Polo, like listening for the ringtone. All the time. And the remote. Always the remote. We have little wars about who's in control of the remote because he loses it all the time, and I don't want to be in control of it because then I would lose it all the time. Okay. Now these guys have their little stems. Okay. And I think I'm going to pop these guys up with the Big Mama foam tape as well. Yeah, to give them a bit more dimension. And I thankfully didn't lose this. How would you get the text if your phone was at home? That's the whole point. Like, but what, you know, just our derpy brains. Like, I would 100% fall for that. I know I would. I would just be like, oh my gosh. And it wouldn't even occur to me because, yeah, you know. The joys. Like, we're so attached to our phones. I get it. It's just amazing sometimes how derpy we can be. Please explain in detail for things. How do you get the credit on your playlist? Do we use all playlists for each item to buy, or do we go to your blog? No. And I talked about this at the beginning of this live. However, this is a very long live, and I do not expect everyone to rewatch. If you use any of my affiliate links, I think I'm gonna like pop him under like that. Sorry, I'm like thinking about foam tape, trying not to drop things. If you use any of my affiliate links, and you only need to click once. So like Chris has been posting them in the chat for me because he's awesome. And I post them below my videos. I use affiliate links on my blog, on my Facebook, etc. And I always try to tell people like this is an affiliate link. But if you click on that link just once, and then you go and place an order, they are timed. So it's like if you clicked on one of my links like a month ago and haven't clicked on one since, or clicked on someone else's, that sort of a thing, I will not get credit. There's little like cookies embedded and all that kind of stuff. That gets technical. But basically, if you click on a link and then you place an order for whatever you want, doesn't matter, and you check out and you've placed your order and your order's complete, I will get a little percentage of that sale. That's it. That's how it works. And then over the month, those, you know, all add up, and then I get paid out at the end of each month, and that's how I pay the bills. But yeah, it doesn't even have to be a specific product. Like you say you want this specific set, this die set, this little ghosty pumpkin dudes, whatever, stack of pumpkins. And you click on the link, and then you decide while you're ordering, it's like, actually, I don't want this. And you get 5 other products, you know, doesn't matter. But you still check out. I will still get credit for that because I'm the person who brought you there, if that makes sense. So that's basically, in a nutshell, how affiliate linking works. It's just to give credit to the person who provided the link. And the inspiration, etc. And yeah, I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I explained in the beginning, I do plan on doing a dedicated little, like, maybe we'll do a Q&A or something at some point, just to address that, because a lot of people have been asking about it, and I get it, and I have no problem answering it. Just sometimes I wonder if I'm answering it like and making sense at the same time. So, yeah. Okay. We all good?
Yeah,
just had to cough it out. It happens. It happens. Alrighty. Good. I'm glad I was able to make that make sense. But yeah, the whole, like, yeah, you don't need to click on, like, for every single product. I appreciate those that have done that, you know, when they tell me. I used to, back in the day, I used to do that too. Because I was like, oh, I want so-and-so to get the credit for, like, the entire order. So I would make sure to use their link for every single thing. And then I learned it was like, oh, I just need to click on one link, add whatever I want, fill up my cart, check out. They get credit for the whole thing in the end. So, yeah, that's how it works, which is nice because I don't want people being confused or putting in tons of and then totally off topic. Simon says mushroom die cuts you always use versus the new honeybee mushroom die. No, they're both amazing. They're both amazing. That's like choosing, like, my favorite child. I haven't done a video yet using those honeybee ones. They're just different in their own and literally they are totally in their own unique ways. The honeybee ones are little. I've already been literally harassing the gals at Honeybee. I was like, I would like these larger, please. Like, I would like a big set of mushrooms, like a big set. But they're adorable. I love them. The detail on them is amazing. You guys will see a video soon. Hopefully soon. Using them. But, I loved my little Simon mushrooms. And those honeybee ones, I lost my mind when I saw them. And, yeah. I still need to do a release and review video for that. Like, one thing at a time. Okay. So we got our pumpkins. All stacked up and derpy. And then... Do I want to? Kind of don't want. I'll trim off a little bit of this because there's a little bit too much. That works. Just kind of like meh. Could also use some adhesive, but I don't really want to go there. We're going to add sentiments. So I'll use, oh, don't even need to use that one. Let's grab, I'll add a link to this after, or Chris can if you want to look up. Search waffle foam and it'll pop up. Just click, yeah, X off that, like that. Yeah, and then just put waffle foam. And then it's the white, it'll say the white 0.0 or 0.63.
Yep.
Yeah, that one. My favorite foam strips from Waffle Flower. Love. And again, huge thumbs up to Chris for helping with adding all the links to the thingies. Yeah, those mushrooms are adorable. Like, for serious. I love them. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I have a thing for mushroom images. I find them really, really, really cute. I'm gonna pop this one up as well. And yeah, Honeybee's set is very Honeybee style, you know, with the detail and everything. Hopefully I can convince them to, I can be so annoying sometimes with brands, but it's like, excuse me. So yeah, I was like, I would like a larger set to go, like, I love the small set. It's adorable. Don't get me wrong. I would like a bigger set too, please. Thanks. So yeah. Okay. Okay. So I put foam strip on back of sentiment, and then we're gonna pop that into place. All fabulous. And then the other one. Okay. We'll stick that guy like so. And yeah, like the waffle flower pack, I think it's $9.99. You get 3 sheets of foam strips, as well as there's a A2 size frame. It's in each of these. So there's one there, there's one there, there's one on this sheet as well. So that's A2 size to create shakers with, which is like brilliant. That's why I don't cut into these ones, because I was like, oh, pre-made shaker frame, hello. But yeah, you get 3 sheets. Like, it takes a while. I use them all the time, and I've only used up 1 sheet basically. In fact, I need to use those too. Let's use those little dudes right up. So yeah, loves this because Waffle Flower came to the rescue when Doris was shut down, because that's where we used to get our little foam strips from. And then Waffle Flower came out with them with 2 thicknesses, and they come in black. So black and white, which I use interchangeably just depending on my mood, yada yada yada. All the things. But yeah, love it. And double up the little bit that hangs over. Question, are those scissors one of the free gifts from Simon right now? Maybe. I honestly haven't had a chance to check. If it says Pawsitively Everyday Scissors, that's these. Because they have these ones, and then there's a... Oh, I don't know where they are. There's a smaller pair that are like the detail ones that are, they look, but they have this color. Either one are great scissors. These guys are awesome. So if these are one of the free gifts, dude... I'll post that on my Facebook, because there's a whole compilation of all those codes. I forgot all about that during this live. But yeah, I love these scissors for snipping foam tape and anything sticky. These have been awesome. Okay, got that. Kind of kicking myself for putting the tag on crooked. That was so brilliant of me. Whatever. It's Halloween. Doesn't need to be perfect. Alright. We got those. Gotta finish the inside of the card. Would help if I had card bases. Oh. Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. It's the smaller ones. Oh, the detail ones. Okay, so they're like this, but they're this size, and they have the more detailed tip for like fussy cutting. I think theirs are also Teflon coated. I have them. I don't think they grew legs and walked away. Anyway. What did I say? What did I say happens? It's like, what is the rule? What is the rule? The minute you need it, it's gonna disappear. The minute you want to show it in a live video, you're not going to be able to find it. You guys know the drill. Okay. So we got all our dudes. I'm going to keep the inside simple. I was going to like because it's just no. So we'll just do the sentiment on the insides. Still pretty decent considering I'm doing 2 cards, because just old habits die hard, man. And we will glue those onto the inside. Just like so. Burp. And then okay. And then we need to add these little dudes. And I was just going to cut these little stems in half to stick onto these. Yeah. And then a little bit of glue. Oop. And then same with these guys. I'll snip this little stem piece in half. I'll put acrylic blocks under those two. Okay. And we'll stick a little bit of glue on him. And that. Yeah, I always got to do the inside of my cards. It became a habit when I first started card making like 20 years ago. And can't stop now. It's a card's not finished for me till there's something on the inside. I just gotta make sure that's clean. Okay. Stick those there. This one has schmutz on it. Let's make sure that's cleaned off so I don't get a bunch of stuff everywhere. So yeah, cards ain't finished. I was gonna say till the fat lady sings, but I ain't gonna sing, man. Chris is just shaking his head at me. Cards aren't finished till the insides anyway. Oh my goodness. Let's get that stem into place. Oh, I might have missed it earlier. Michael's bought Doris. Yes, Michael's bought out Doris. I'm not sure when. It was like a while ago, like a couple years ago. They bought out Doris. My assumption, again, this is just me talking from my assumption because I don't, know for sure. But my assumption is they bought them out to get access to their manufacturers and everything because they shut down the line completely and discontinued all of those products, which really sucks because Doris had a lot of really good products. I liked it, but they no longer exist. And the joys of corporate takeovers. We're not gonna... I discussed that in a Facebook Live, and same thing. I had someone go completely unglued on me for telling the truth, I guess, really. Anyway, thankfully, like I said, Waffle Flower now has the best foam little strips that I absolutely love. And I've been using them for however... I'm not even sure when Waffle Flower started making them, but I've been using them for... ever since they came out with them. They're amazing. I love it. And Waffle Flower is a great little company too. So I like Nina a lot. She is a good human. Okay. Aren't they cute? With their just goofy little faces. I just love them. Okay. Loved them. And yes, exactly what Christy said. She's 100% correct. Okay. We're going to adhere. We're going to adhere the card fronts to the card bases. Just with craft tacky glue. Okay. Get it all good and adhered. Trying not, because of course I went with white card bases, because, brilliant, and trying not to get smears everywhere. But again, it's handmade, man. It's handmade. Like, we just go with it. We just go with it. And then we'll adhere this one as well. Alrighty. Okay. And the mess, which is whatever. But I can zoom in a little bit. I can show, I will take pictures of these guys when I'm done, because I'll do the glow in the dark and I'll show them glow in the dark. But I can show the sparkly, see, and then on the background when I did these at the beginning with adding the blobs of mica stain. They got sparkle. And then the pumpkins have sparkle. And then, yeah, their faces will glow in the dark, which are super, super, super fun. Because you can't go wrong with glow in the dark. And then, yeah, just that little bit of shimmer on the backgrounds as well, which was super fun. Everything took a detour. What I was planning and all the things, which is fine. And then, yeah, the insides, happy Halloween. And my face camera is still working. Shocking. I am shooketh that it's still working after all this time. Here's a mess. Anywho, thank you all so very much. Thank you all that did the super chats. That was very unexpected, and I don't want to dwell on that because I'll start crying again. I appreciate the support a ton. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for almost 3 hours. I was not planning on being this long. Huge thank you to Chris for helping mod and post links and edit things for me, and he helped me get the tech issues we had going on at the very beginning. So yeah, huge thank you. As always, I will edit the links below the video as soon as this live is over. I'll do the blog post, the social media, I'll take pictures of these glowing in the dark, all the fun things. So that'll be edited, and then stay tuned. Like I mentioned at the beginning, tonight at midnight Eastern, the first Stamptember collab, like limited edition, is being released. I'm not giving any secret info. That's already been announced. I cannot tell you what brand it is. But I do know. I don't have the collabs. They haven't arrived. I don't know if I'll be getting them. We already talked about that in the beginning. But I will post a link to it the minute it goes live. That will be posted on my Facebook page, which is linked below. Follow me on over there. So I'll have that go up the minute it goes live. I'll post it there on my Instagram, probably here on the community tab on my YouTube channel. So yeah, that'll be the first collab. It's going to be crazy. We'll see how the rest of the month goes, whether or not I get that package. But if it doesn't, I will find other ways, other videos to do, because it's not like I don't have tons of product of other things. And yeah, I'll get this all edited and photographed and all the good things and all of the fun stuff. And yeah, I missed the beginning. So yeah, and this will be available on replay. For those that are watching, obviously this doesn't apply to you guys. I'm not offering edited versions of my lives.
It's just too much work.
It is. I can't. And the way, I'm rambling to you guys, blah, 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 like to edit all of that, to try and edit that down. I can't. Just doing like the behind the scenes and the photographs, like it takes an entire day. So I'm not offering like edited versions because the lives are just extra. But same thing. I've had people complaining about that, and it's like, I can only do so much. And I still, provide 20 plus videos a month. And technically in September, it's 50 plus videos a month. We'll see what happens, because the 50 plus number usually depends on the collabs showing up. So we'll see. We will just see how things go. But yeah, I post plenty of contents, and these are just bonus, and I'm enjoying doing them, even though the tech issues make me want to I nearly had a meltdown before we started, let alone the one after, because everything goes wrong. But we fixed it. It's good. And then eventually I'll learn how to do the magical things to like click on your guys' comments so we can show like on the screen and all that, like make it more interactive. I gotta learn how to do that. I'm just glad I can get the camera to turn on. So yes, Tim says you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. True, other than in some cases when it's your job and Christmas budget, it really sucks. But in other things, I 100% agree with him on that. And that has become a mantra that my children now recite when it comes to meal times. You get what you get and you don't get upset. And I'm like, exactly. So yeah, all the fingers and toes crossed that the package shows up. We'll see. It is a long weekend here. I know it is in the States too. It's Labor Day weekend. We actually share a holiday for once with the States, not always. So yeah, it's a holiday, so it isn't going to show up tomorrow regardless. But we'll hope that it shows up this week. But I don't know. I don't know, man. We will see. And yeah, I don't think I have any more housekeeping things other than, like I've said, yeah, even Tim has tech issues. Oh yeah, it's doing the whole live stream thing. Like, I love doing them. They're fun. It's just, it's amazing. The amount of tech and software, and it's nuts. It is absolutely nuts. And you think you have it working right up until you're supposed to go live, and then everything goes wrong. And yeah, it happens to all of us, really. It's just frustrating. So yeah. No, I'm glad you guys enjoy them, and they'll just keep getting better, because it's been about a month now. Mm-hmm. This is like the fourth Sunday. I forget, but that's the schedule. Sundays at 2 p.m. Central, and then the occasional random live that I will announce when I'm able to fit things in, or just whatever, because it's just fun to do those sorts of things. And yeah, big thanks to Chris for helping with moderating and tech issues and all the links. That helps me a ton, because I can chat it with you guys and craft at the same time, but all the extra, I don't have enough. What do you do with your finished cards? I send them technically to my patrons. I have a Patreon page that is linked below the video. It's linked on all my blog posts. I still need to do that, is send out a bunch of cards to my Patreon supporters. Because, yeah, they get my first priority. So I send them cards. I generally try to send them Halloween cards. I send them Christmas cards. I send thank you cards, depending on the tier, etc. So, yeah, my patron supporters get my cards. I also do real-time coloring videos, because people ask about that I don't post those on my YouTube channel because they're very long. And, yeah, so I do that for them, and a few other things. And disclaimer, aka truth, I kind of suck at Patreon. I never know half the time what to share. People just asked for a long time for me to start one, so I did, and they support me just like you guys support me, the super chats and just hanging out. I just appreciate it. People supporting my chaotic self all over the place, crying on live videos, all of it, really. I very much appreciate it. And I'm very glad to have you guys hanging out with me and chatting, whether it be here, we do this on my Facebook page. My lives on there are always like unplanned and very informal and just me yapping, honestly. We just talk and chat, and those are just random, and I love them. They're fun. So yeah, I don't plan on, changing the schedule is going to stay the same. The Sundays at 2. The only thing I want to do is improve on learning the software and make things more fun. But yeah, that's it for now. I got an absolute disaster to clean up. Literally, it's like the filming space, and then there is stuff everywhere. It's everywhere. I have such a mess to clean up. So I'm going to clean up the mess, do all the photos, links, all the things. So you guys will see it. Everything will change, and I'll have all that stuff done. And then I will have all my socials, and then just stay tuned. I will, at the bare minimum, have links to the Stamptember collabs as they go live. And while, at least for right now, for the first couple, depending on whether or not that package shows up, while I will not obviously have videos for them, there will be plenty of inspiration. There are so many phenomenal makers that also design for Simon that will be getting the collabs, even the ones that don't work directly for Simon, that work with the brands that have collabed. So there's going to be everyone's just going to get blasted with tons of inspo. So it is depressing and frustrating for me personally, but for everyone, there's going to be tons of inspiration, and it's going to be exciting and fun and all of that. So I will at least post the links, and then we'll just see what happens with all of that. And video your crafter math. Yeah. I would get too distracted. That's the problem. That's the one good thing about once I'm done yapping at everyone and I shut off the video, then I can just concentrate on cleaning up the mess and doing the work behind the scenes, the photos and the links and all the things. So again, thank you guys for joining me. I very much appreciate all of you, hearts, trying to, yeah, you know. And I will see you guys in another video. I'll have more videos coming. I got so many ideas and so much work and things and whatever. So regardless of all of it, there will be more videos coming. Lives on Sundays at 2 p.m. Central. And maybe we'll sprinkle in a few extras here and there, depending on all the factors. And yeah, that's it for now. I will talk to you guys later.